Today I'm reviewing the Floor Lamp Pro by OIYN. And what I'm going to do is open the box, show you quickly everything that you get. I'm going to assemble it as fast as I can. And then my goal is to show you all the features, but also to see if we can make this room look a little bit more nice. This is the room that I film all my videos in. And as you can see, behind me is just kind of boring. There's nothing there. So I'm going to assemble this and then I'm going to put it in that back corner and see if the room looks a little bit better when we're done. Let's get to it. The box that it comes in is actually really cool. It's got some really nice graphics, and I think they did a good job making this thing look great. When you open it up inside, you've got your user manual and a tiny little Allen wrench and some screws that you're going to need to assemble this. I'm assuming I haven't assembled it yet. These are the lights, and they're actually super lightweight, which is great because this thing will be easy to move around. And you've got your base and you've got the plug, and that's pretty much it. Oh, you've got your base, you've got your plug, and a remote control. Now this thing can be controlled by the remote control, but it can also be controlled just by pressing the buttons that are on this base. And you can see those if I show you up close. There's 3 buttons there at the bottom, or you can download the app. And if you have the app, you have access to 16 million different color combinations, which is amazing. So I'm going to put this thing together quickly and we'll fire it up and show you how it looks. By the way, if you like this thing, there is a link in the description below. Let's put it together. Each light does have a little protective film, so we're going to go ahead and remove that now. And one of the coolest things about this post light that I've seen, that I haven't seen others have, is that the base of this actually lights up as well, which is pretty cool. And this thing can move to whatever music you have playing in the background. Unfortunately for me, I'm putting this behind a couch, so nobody's ever going to see this part. So that's kind of sad. I feel like I'm wasting a great feature, but hopefully when we're done, it's still going to look great. These poles are not numbered. However, one of them has a flat top and the rest are open. So this will go on top. Everything else, I don't think it matters what order they go in. So once you slide these into the hole, all you have to do is find the hole here, and you're going to line up the hole here so that those can be screwed in. That way this thing doesn't slip apart. And to do that, we're going to use these tiny little screws and this little Allen wrench. And we're just going to put this in the hole. Ooh, I definitely don't want to drop that because in the carpet, I feel like this would be really hard to find, but I'm trying to hold it up so that you can see exactly what's going on here. It's times like this when you wish the Allen wrench was magnetic. That would really help. And once you get it started, you can see it goes in pretty easily. And there's our first one. And I'll just continue with the other ones. I won't bore you with watching every single one. I'll speed that up for you. As you screw these in, you're going to notice that there are little teeth right here. And make sure that those teeth, when you line these up, that you press down hard enough so that those little prongs go into the receptacle of the other tube. That should happen automatically once you line up this, but I found on one of them I actually had to push a little bit harder to make sure that those were connected. And that is the full assembly, and if you want, you can pretend that this is a lightsaber, although I don't recommend using it in combat. The last step is going to be to plug this in. There's a little hole. Oops, I just hit the ceiling. There's a little hole right here where this will plug in, and then you're going to plug the other end into the wall. Now, something interesting that I noticed about this, first of all, I mentioned earlier that those little tiny screws, if you drop one, you might lose it. They do include one extra one, or at least in my package, they included an extra one. And so that you don't lose your Allen wrench, check this out. In the bottom here, there's a space where you can store your Allen wrench, which is a really cool idea. That way, you always have it when you need it. This thing did turn on the moment I plugged it in, so it's ready to go already. Generally, you wouldn't have it facing this way. You would turn it so that it's facing the wall. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you this way now, and then I'm going to put it behind the couch, and you can see how it looks when it's facing the other way. Now let's play with the remote control. So first, I'm just going to hit the off button, and that easily turns off. And then there's an on. And now you can pick specific colors. So you can go red, green, blue, yellow, blue, different blue, purple. Then you can hit timers. So there's a 1 hour timer, 2 hour, 3 and 4 hour timers. There's also a lock button. There are music buttons right on the remote control. So you can hit those music buttons. And if you do that, it is going to move Right now it's moving to my voice. I'm not going to play any music to do this because it'll get flagged. But as you can see, and that's pretty cool. This is the other music setting. And as you can see here, it's just a whole different design, which looks really cool. I really like that. Looks awesome. Now we're going to go just to a solid color. You can adjust the brightness levels. So I can go down to make it less and less and less bright. That's all the way down. And now we're going to make it brighter. And once it flashes white, you know that that's as far as it can go. If you hit the auto button, it does this. Which is really cool. I like that. It's just kind of a random rainbow combination. And you'll notice that as this is lighting up, the base is also lighting up to match, which I love, but sadly, we're not going to see that on the other side of this couch. This is me using the app, and as you can see, you can control pretty much everything with this app. You can change the colors, everything the remote control can do. There's all these different settings, so many possibilities. You can have this thing move to the music. You can have specific settings. Look how many. There's just so many you can scroll through here. You can have it set to music. You can control the timers from the app. So many different settings. Holiday, there's a snowflake, there's a Halloween setting, which is my favorite, but so many different settings, and the app is fantastic. And of course, if you don't want to use the app or the remote control, you can control everything just by pressing these buttons here. So all your different colors here, your different modes here, and your power button here. Finally, I'm going to toss this behind the couch and I'll dim the lighting a little bit and we'll see if it makes that wall look a little bit more interesting for my background. I managed to squeeze it behind the couch. It's not perfectly centered because the couch is actually super heavy and I couldn't get it to the right position. So this is it facing toward the wall. And I'm also going to turn it around and see if I like it the other way instead, but it might be too bright. So we're going to test that. And now the light is actually facing us rather than the wall. And I have to determine which one I like better. I still don't know yet because that looks kind of cool too. We will have to see. I will say that no matter which way it faces, it does make the room seem a little bit more interesting rather than just a blank wall. Let me know in the comments if you think it looks better facing this way or if I should turn it around and face the wall. And whichever one gets the most comments, that is exactly what I'll do for my future videos. Here are my final thoughts. The reason I picked this over every other version of this that I've seen is, one, it's super lightweight. Two, this base is round, so it'll fit back in a corner. Some of the other ones have like legs, and if you're gonna put that behind something, those could get in the way. This is super lightweight, 3 ways to control it, the remote control right on here, and of course the app. I think this thing is super cool. It makes the room look way better in my opinion. I think this thing is awesome and I highly recommend it. And if you'd like to grab one of these, there is a link in the description below. Please do me a favor, hit like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.